Hi guys, it's Ashley from Ashley's Paper Heart, and I just want to say welcome to another journal with me. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope you'll subscribe and check out some of my other videos. And if you're one of my OG followers, then welcome back. I'm glad you're here. And let's get started. So these pages in my Hobonichi were actually from, I believe, May. And yeah, I'm still behind on getting footage up. This was all like pre-vacation and whatnot, so I'm trying to remember exactly what I did on those days. Um, so I think just from looking back at what I had written, that those days I was dealing with some sciatic nerve pain, and yeah, that was no fun. If you don't know what sciatic nerve pain or sciatica is, it's basically one of the really long nerves that runs throughout your body. And so the pain can like originate from your back and then like shoot all the way down to your leg. It's pretty intense. And I had started having that kind of pain ever since my son was born. And during the pregnancy, I dealt with that pain a lot, and it just kind of like now it just flares up. It's just something that I live with now. And yeah, so I just have to be careful not to aggravate muscles there that may like trigger it, or it's a whole thing. But yeah. So this was all pre-vacation and me like worrying about whether I was going to be able to hike. I was able to hike. I went to the doctor and they were able to give me something to help kind of like calm my nerve pain down. Usually it's like an anti-inflammatory that does it, and that's what they gave me. So it all worked out in the end. So for this actual like journal page and the collage that I'm doing, I was really trying to use up again more scraps in my basket. I'm always on the mission to use up scraps in my basket or box of just like randomness that kind of collects. I don't even know how it just like multiplies. Well, obviously I have a hand in it, but but yeah, I really wanted to keep everything in more of the neutral tones. I started off with some of that washi that I kind of like fussy cut out. That washi actually came from, I believe, Paper Game Co. And it's like mailbox and bird themed, and it's got like a very like classic, almost like I guess like cottagey grandma feel to it. And I don't know, I'm really liking that vibe right now. So right about this time in my Hobonichi, I started dealing with the dreaded hump. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Hobonichi, just because of how thin the paper is, and so therefore the spine is naturally, slender because the pages are so thin and whatnot. But as you collage in it or add just anything to it, watercolor, anything, it starts to develop like a hump along the spine. So the pages on the left hand side can get a little unruly, and that goes for unruly for collaging and especially for writing. I have started to resort to folding it underneath itself. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I kind of like split the book in half, like not split it in half. Okay, I'm explaining this horribly. Basically, I take some of the pages and fold it underneath the other side. So it's not the most natural thing to do for the book, and it may be adding to the reason why my binding on my book is starting to come apart in some places. But yeah, I'm so glad that next month I will be able to start in the next book. So because I have the Avec, it's half year, so the next one starts in July. And I am really happy to be able to do that because I can get back to feeling a little more normal in my book and not having to like take it out of the cover to be able to write on it. So now I'm digging through another scrap box that I have. I think I may have like three, but to be fair, one is for larger papers and that little white tray that I also keep kind of like scraps and other like littler pieces of ephemera. That I kind of keep that separate just so that I'm able to find things that are smaller, because otherwise they would basically like sink to the bottom of my larger scrap box. So I'm adding some of the little details, some stamped images. I believe I'm adding some stamps as well. Just really trying to like perk up the page. I felt like the entire time I was doing this, the page felt a little heavy to me, and I don't know. It might have been that initial like craft paper that I put down the center. It felt heavy. But I think adding like some stuff on top of it, and I almost basically covered it up, which made it like completely pointless to put it down in the first place. Anyways, tangent. I think that helped it feel a little more balanced. And now I'm using some of my print on stickers from ours. Is it Ours Studio or just ours? I don't know. I really like that brand. I actually just got in an order that was from their new collection, and I really, really like the new stamps that they've come out with and some of the new stickers, all like postal themed, which, you know, is right up my alley. So now I'm going to be using a piece of this washi tape that I had purchased, oh gosh, from an Etsy seller. It was a sample of a Freckles tea washi tape. Those washi tapes are really hard to track down. I actually have a really good Instagram friend slash pen pal, and she kind of pointed me in the direction of this tape and introduced me to this brand. And yeah, I blame her. She totally enabled me, which is fine. I have been really good about using up that tape, even though it pains me because the designs are so pretty. It's like very botanical, and it has some like bell jars and other like test tubey kind of things with florals, and it's really beautiful, and the tape is great quality. So now I'm adding a little more washi tape down. I believe this tape is from Camille Gardens, I think. Don't quote me on that. I say that a lot. I can never remember the brands or anything unless it's like printed on the actual item. But yeah, I really like this one because it's subtle and it has like a very like geometric design, and it just kind of blends in really well. I also decided to add the tags from the tea that I drank those 2 days. I've really kind of gotten back into drinking tea. I was drinking coffee for a long time, and I don't know. I switched to tea, and I'm happier doing that right now. So as you can see, my TWSBI is out of ink. So that is the ink, the Sailor Studio. I think it's 673. That is like my everyday ink. It's what I use in my Hobonichi. I do need to get another bottle of it because it's getting low. I'm having to like tilt the bottle to actually be able to fill up my TWSBI. I don't think there's any way that I could fill up the TWSBI with a syringe. Otherwise, I would do that. I typically, if I'm using a pen that's not a demonstrator and one that's more of the converter styles, I use a syringe to fill up the converters just because I find it easier and less messy. Um, but yeah, both ways of filling fountain pens are perfectly fine. I just prefer using a syringe to kind of keep the mess down. So now I'm just writing about the day and kind of just wrapping up this journal with me. I still haven't decided how often I'm going to put in the writing. I don't know if that interests you guys. I do speed it up quite a bit because I am kind of a slow writer. So I don't know how interesting it is for you guys to see me do the actual like writing part, but I thought I'd leave it in, on every few videos I would do that. So and now that we're getting towards the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me. And check out my other socials down in the description box. I am streaming on Twitch, and I am also posting daily on Instagram. And I hope that you guys will join me over there as well. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there are any other kinds of videos that you guys would be interested in seeing. I'm always more than happy to kind of cater my content to what you guys want to see. Plus, it gives me some extra ideas as well. So I will see you guys later. Bye.